Hello and welcome. On our show, it's been all about forgiveness, letting go of grudges, anger, and bitterness. The emotions you feel when someone hurts you, the pain, the confusion, the bitterness, and all that you feel are natural and justified. But in order for you to be free, heal, move on, improve yourself, and be a better version of yourself, you would have to forgive. Yesterday was amazing. Your messages, your comments, your thoughts, and your situations and experiences you sent to us made our program, our show, way more richer. Let us go into relaxation and breathing with yoga.
Raise your knee, walk towards your trunk. Namaste. Hello to everyone. I am Dipti Ranjan Mohanty, a trained yoga teacher from High Commission of India, Abuja, CGTNASI. Now we perform Nauka Asana. Nauka means boat. So the posture name is Nauka Asana or boat posture. Before that, we should know the contraindication. Those who are suffering from peptic ulcer, hernia, sciatica, slip disc, severe back pain, they should avoid this posture. In case of pregnancy, women should avoid this posture. So, now outstretch your both legs. Straight your both legs. Now come to lying down position. Lie down on your back. Both hands side of your body, palm facing down. Both feet together. Now breathe in, raise your both leg. Raise your both hand, raise your head. Forehead and both big toe parallel to each other. Feet should be 50 centimeters above the floor. Breathe out slowly down. Breathe in, tight your abdominal muscles, raise your both legs, raise your head, raise your both hand, both palms above your knee. Balance this posture through your buttock. Breathe out slowly down. Once more, breathe in, raise your both legs, raise your hands, raise your forehead. Now with normal breathing, maintain this posture up to 20 seconds. Tight your abdominal muscles. Don't lose it throughout the practice. Breathe out slowly down. Now we will do the variation of Nauka Asana. Bend your right knee, place your right foot above your left thigh. Breathe in, hold the breath inside, raise your left leg up, raise your head, raise your both arm, both palm above your left knee. Breathe out slowly down. Once more, breathe in, raise your left leg up, head up, breathe out slowly down. Now change your legs. Straight your right leg, bend your left knee. Place your left foot top of your right thigh. Breathe in, raise your right leg up, head up, breathe out slowly down. Breathe in, hold the breath inside, tight your abdominal muscles. Breathe out slowly down. Release the posture. Release your legs. Now come to sitting posture. Turn towards your left side, come to sitting posture. Naukasana, boat pose. This asana stimulates the muscular, digestive, circulatory, nervous and hormonal systems, tones all the organs and removes lethargy. It is especially useful for eliminating nervous tension and bringing about deep relaxation. It is also useful for women preparing for childbearing and may be practiced during the second trimester for pregnancy. Thank you for joining the yoga session. See you next time. Namaste.
Raise your knee, walk towards your trunk.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Mr. Deep. Our first break beckons. Don't go away. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it is Weekend Deal coming to you from the network service, all the NTA, and our focus is on forgiveness, letting go of grudges, anger, and bitterness. A woman told a story of how she was in a concentration camp, and I'm talking about Nazi concentration camp, those horrific, terrible camps where people die every day in their millions. She was arrested with her sister and taken there. She went through a whole lot. While all that was going on, she lost her sister. They went through hell. She survived the camp, came out, started writing books, and of course, she was blessed to become a bestseller author. She started having speaking engagements. It was at one of those speaking engagements, she had just finished, she was going home when a man walked up to her. She said as soon as the man approached her, it was as if it was a concentration camp all over again. The horror, the pain, her sister dying, everything, she started feeling everything at that moment. The man walked up to her and said, I attended this event, you spoke so well, but while you were speaking, you mentioned a particular camp. I don't know if you remember me, I was the guard at that place. They used to call me the torture master. I have changed, I'm a new man now, I want you to please forgive me. If you remember me, I need to hear it from you. And then he brought out his hand to shake her. She said, standing there, all she wanted to do was to kill this man, but she was torn inside. His hand was in front of her. What looked like a few minutes seemed like hours to her, but she decided to shake his hands. And she said something remarkable happened. As she took his hand, she felt a warmth inside her that she has not felt in years. She did not even know that she's been cold. Despite all her achievement and her so-called moving on, there was something happening inside her. And so when she now decided, okay, I'm going to make this act of shaking his hand a true forgiveness. And she told the man, I have forgiven you. The man was excited. But beyond the man, she felt a renewal. She said she was a new person and her life took a turn for the better. Again, I emphasize, forgiveness is all about you. Let's take a look at our backgrounder. Once again, Francis Ogbe has put together.
As we begin the new year with the tradition of resolutions all over, one aspect often overlooked is the profound impact of holding onto grudges. The weight of resentment not only affects individuals on a personal level, but also seeps into relationships and communities, hindering the potential for growth and harmony.
If I feel offended, I refuse to forgive, I am bitter. So a wall is built between me and you automatically. So you go across offices, you see colleagues working together with invisible walls built between them. You see husband and wife with invisible walls built between them. You see siblings with invisible walls built between them. And you see neighbors on the left, on the right, living on the same street, in the same estate, in the same neighborhood, with invisible walls built in between them. And these walls are built with the cement, sand, block of unforgiveness, anger, and bitterness. So as long as these walls remain, there will be tension. And as long as these walls remain, there will be friction. And as long as these walls remain, we will not be able to achieve things that we're supposed to achieve.
The journey towards forgiveness, though challenging, holds great rewards. Forgiveness is a gift to one's self. It liberates the forgiver from the shackles of negative emotions allowing for emotional healing and a renewed sense of inner peace.
One of the benefits is that if you can let bitterness go, you will be healthy. Your soul will be healthy, your spirit will be healthy, your body will be healthy, and then we'll not live in a tense environment where everybody is suspecting everybody, and then we'll be able to have unity, and we'll be able to have peace, and then we can be able to promote progress and development in our families, in our society, in our nation. It doesn't, whether they are Rosicrucian, Amok, Hare Krishna, Christians, Muslim, Shintoists, Agnoists, even atheists who do not believe in God, whatever it is, we need forgiveness, we need peace, we need progress, we need development.
Forgiveness, however, is no easy feat. It involves a complex interplay of emotions and a willingness to let go of justified anger. Often, the transition from resentment to forgiveness requires a conscious effort and a commitment to one's own well-being.
Forgiveness is very easy, first of all, if you understand the fact that you are a debtor. If you build this value, forgiveness in you as a value, then you'll be able to practice what we call forgiving in advance. My philosophy is forgiving in advance. I know that people will offend me.
In practical terms, forgiveness is not a one-size-fits-all solution. It is a personal journey, and the pace at which individuals traverse this path may vary. Seeking professional help, engaging in self-reflection, and practicing mindfulness are effective tools that can aid in the process of forgiveness.
Spend time to meditate on the offense. That's number one. Number two, review the relationship between you and the offender. Is this an habitual thing? Does this person do this all the time? Or is this just happening now? No. So if it is not the character of that person, that's number three. Now rationalize it. Why did this person do this thing at this point in time? If you are somebody with a good heart, these are the things you will do. So you rationalize. Oh, maybe he was angry. Oh, maybe he was going through difficult times. Maybe somebody offended him or her. Then when you now rationalize it, then you find out that, okay, what are the things that I will lose if I dwell on this and hold it like something that I cannot let go? I will lose relationship. I will lose a brother or lose a sister. And then I will lose a partner or a colleague. And then when you look at it through this entire process, you find out that the loss is more than the gain. Then you're able to let it go.
As we journey through the year 2024, may forgiveness be the key to unlocking a brighter future. Weekend Deal today is captioned, letting go of grudges, anger, and bitterness. Weekend Deal!
Indeed, the best gift you can give yourself in the new year is a forgiveness, pure forgiveness. Let's go to Yola as it tells us the power of healing.
Conflict in our society is a fact of life, and it is inevitable. It occurs when two or more people have disagreement, clash, or differences of opinion, which ends up with anger and pain. The way and manner our communities decide to deal with conflict determines the extent to which peace will be achieved. In our communities, there is a growing recognition of using restorative justice approach in resolving conflict. Restorative justice can be described as a human and relational way of addressing conflict where victims and offenders' voices are heard through conversations. With the spirit of openness for both parties, it can lead to a genuine and lasting resolution. Adamawa Concerned Citizens Foundation is a community-based initiative that helps in managing conflict, which is facilitated by Alhaji Hussaini Kambuna Hura. He says it takes a lot of effort, patience, and experience to make dialogues.
At least a day, we are going to reconcile not less than 10 to 20 people, at least daily. It's not weekly, even Sunday and Saturday. Even in the night, people are coming to me about their problem. Myself, as a leader, I don't have time for myself. The only thing that I have 5 times is only to sneak myself. to go somewhere and sleep. At least to give myself 1 to 2 hours before I come back. They say that continue resolving the issue.
Restorative approach can lead to positive changes such as healing of pain and building relationships. It also promotes empathy and respect.
Forgiveness is very important to promote peace in community. But I always say that forgiveness is contingent on a lot of things. Now, if I offend you and I want you to forgive me, what will make me forgive you is that I must have seen that you are shown, sufficient sense of remorse, that you feel that what you did was wrong, and you are pleading for forgiveness genuinely.
It is important to know that forgiveness is healing. It is all about letting it go and relieving oneself.
We had misunderstanding and the matter was resolved by elders. I have forgiven him. Let the bygone be bygone. We have forgiven each other. He willingly forgave me and I am very happy.
As the year 2024 begins, let's imbibe the culture of reconciliation and forgiveness. This will no doubt make our communities live in conditions of love and peace.
Love and peace indeed when we forget, when we forgive and we heal properly. Now, let us allow NTA Meduguri join this conversation. They are willing and ready to take us through this journey. Let's watch.
Hey, I don't catch you. I was busy waiting for you here for almost 5 hours. These days I was busy looking for you and you are even dodging. Where is my money now? Give me my money. Where is my money?
Stop touching me.
Why is it touching you?
Money for what?
Where's my money? Money for that cab that I own now.
Look at this guy. You
almost 5 cabs. Which kind of embarrassment? I gave you 5 cabs now. So, and tell me you are going to give me my money after.
I will give you your cab. That is the problem.
Which kind of cab? The cab that you have been using it for almost.
Why should you embarrass me because of cab?
Now it's almost.
How much is that cab?
Why are you fighting?
It is often said that the power to forgive is a gift. Some may have the ability, but to some, it is simply impossible to forgive someone for an offense that may have caused the person grief or pain.
Forgiveness is just like a daily meal to every one of us. As much as we are offended, we also need to forgive people.
So based on the teachings of Islam, you should always be forgiven and love one another.
Some people can be very annoying. You forgive today, they offend you tomorrow again, or even within an hour, they keep offending you. But Christianity asks you to keep forgiving, even if these people keep offending you.
People offend you, you might be in the position to forgive them, and sometimes you might be forced to forgive them, even against your own will. But in all ramifications, forgiveness is good, it's acceptable to the Almighty Allah, and there is reward for forgiveness.
It often applies to relationships between parties, family or friends, as it may be necessary for the offender to apologize or just seek for forgiveness from the person who has been offended or hurt. As humans, we are faced with two options: to forgive and to forget. A simple "I'm sorry" goes a long way. Here are 5 steps to forgiveness. 1 is to recall the hurt. 2, empathize with the person who hurts you. Offer an altruistic gift of forgiveness. Commit to forgiveness and hold on to that forgiveness.
Forgiveness in Islam, definitely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most forgiving God. That God Almighty is telling our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that wabima rahmatin min Allah, it is a part of the mercy of Allah, linta lahum, that you treat them gently وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَمْ فَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. If to say that you will be harsh-tongued or harsh-hearted, they will all disperse from you. فَأَفُ عَنْهُمْ. Just pardon them. وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ. Then seek forgiveness for them from Allah. Then what about we, the followers? So the religion of Islam is all about forgiveness.
Forgiveness itself is a great power. It subdues all in this world, and it is also the supreme peace.
In my religion, we were taught right from the word go to have forgiveness. Forgiveness is the strength of man and woman in the society. If you don't forgive, it's just like imprisoning yourself and imprison the person you've refused to forgive. It's just like a man matching somebody's foot and do not allow the person to move forward, and you have stepped on somebody's foot, you will not be able to move forward because you refuse to release the person, and on that, you yourself cannot be released.
There is absolutely no future without forgiveness. Letting go of grudges and bitterness can make for improved health and peace of mind. So, always forgive so that you can also be forgiven.
Welcome back. That was a very good one there by NTA Medigre. Our guests are here. When you see me smile like this, know that our guests are here. Let's meet our first guest. He is the Chief Imam, Peace Court Estate Mosque, and he is Barrister Shuaibu Mustafa.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Good morning, Nigerians.
Okay.
Good morning, viewers on this weekend
All
NTA
right.
program.
Oh, thank you so much.
you.
Okay, let's meet him virtually. I was wondering. Let's go. Roll. Okay, so we are gender sensitive. Our next guest is a very pretty woman who is a therapist and has worked so well in the world of giving therapy to people who are hurt. She is Eunice Chinedu Wigwe. Let's meet her virtually. Okay, thank you so much for coming to Weekend Deal. I will start with you, Barrister Shuaib Mustafa.
Yes.
What does forgiveness mean to you? Thank God you are a man of God. You are an imam. From the Islamic perspective, what is forgiveness?
Well, forgiveness, thank you for the question, is an inner healing of whatever misgivings that the partner or a person in the society who offends you. So for you to now cleanse your heart from those bickerings and to say, bygone is bygone, that is what we call forgiveness. But it has to be total, because forgiveness cannot be half. Some may say, I forgive you, but yet they still harbor those bickerings against you. They might be waiting for you, and it might take forever. Some might say, okay, well, I've forgiven him, but they are waiting at an end for you. It may be at the point when you need something that will catapult you to a greater height, that they will now say, yes, this is my payback time. I'm ready for that person. So that is not forgiveness. So my own interpretation or understanding of forgiveness from the scriptures is that when you forgive, you forget. And that thing should be cleansed from your heart completely. and you allow that person to relate with you as you were relating before. Because we are living in a society where there should be some crossings. We have to cross ourselves. Even going to the way now, you see what we experience on the road. You see, in Nigeria, this one is driving. You say, bye bye, on the road. As road users,
yes, road rage.
Yes, we have a lot of rages against ourselves. But when you have the heart that is calm and forgives, if somebody says evils or bad things to you, you take it simple and calmly. And that is what we are lacking in this part of the world. And we are seeing the resultant effects. The resultant effects, you are seeing a lot of killings.
Yes.
A lot of
we'll go there. We're going to go there. We're going to go there. Okay. So, what does forgiveness mean to you, Chinedu? What does it mean?
Okay. Good morning, viewers. Good morning. Thank you for having me here once again. For me, forgiveness is letting go of hurt from the bottom of your heart. Letting go of offense. Letting go of problems that you have had with your neighbor or anybody around you. So it cuts across. For me, I always say forgiveness is about you, not the other person. Because no matter how long you decide to carry this grief, this hurt, the other person might not. I've seen situations where the other person is not even aware they've hurt you. Or they are aware, but they've moved on. People are different. Personalities are different. So people can decide to say, okay, I hurt someone, and probably they've just said sorry, and they've moved on, and they've really moved on. And you are hurting, you are brooding, you are carrying it in your heart. So forgiveness for me means letting go, having the conversation, and letting go. Where you have the opportunity to have the conversation.
Yes.
Have that conversation and let go. Where you do not have the opportunity to have that conversation, work on yourself, on your inner peace, and let go.
Work on your inner peace and let go. Okay, Barrister Imam, you're just wearing different caps here, and I'm so glad you're an enlightened and serious Muslim. I'm proud of that.
Thank you.
Okay, so Islamically, are there lines that you cross that you cannot be forgiven? We've had so many, like you said, killings where people do something wrong and they are given the justice. Sometimes they kill them, extrajudicial killings. Talk a little about that.
Thank you. Islam, in fact, is a religion of peace and a religion of forgiveness. That should be the basic. Islam, there is no any offenses under Islamic criminal justice system that is not forgivable. No offense. Even murder. We have a case where murder will be reduced to manslaughter. That is to say that that person, even though killed, but he didn't kill out of his own senses. Probably at that point in time he lost his senses, or he has some other reasons that are available to him. And that is why Al-Quran says, وَلَكُمْ فِي الْقِصَاصِ حَيَاةٌ يَا أُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. But he said, if that person, he said that a retribution, law of retribution is good for you. That is for, if somebody does something to you, do the same thing. That one is there, Al-Qisas. But he says, if you وَإِن تَسْفَعُوا وَتَكْفِرُوا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. If you can forgive,
please forgive.
And you forget that person and you say, okay, I forgive you. Because Allah is oft forgiving, Allah is oft merciful. You are also seeking Allah to forgive you. Why can't you forgive a human being? So there are no any red lines under Islam that are not crossable. When you cross those red lines and the other person is applying the sense of forgiveness that Allah enjoins us to do, of course, you'll be let go.
This is, see, Imam, hold on. This is amazing. This is beautiful. You know what they say? Islam is the religion of peace.
It's beautiful.
I can't believe what I'm hearing because a whole lot of people have misrepresented this. Oh God, thank God for NTA. Okay, let's hear from you. Now, people say forgive and forget. How easy is that? Please talk about that.
Forgive and forget.
Mm.
Okay. That's sometimes not possible for so many people.
Yeah.
It's even forgiveness is not easy.
Yes, on its
But
own.
forgiveness is a conscious act. Forgiveness is what you do deliberately. You tell yourself, I want to. And you can't even forgive most of the time without the help of God. Because some hurts are really deep to the point that you can't, you just think about it and you shudder. So when you say forgive and forget, I don't know about the forgetting part, but the forgiving is something you can work on.
Yes.
And then when you talk about forgiving and forgetting, if someone has done wrong to you, and each time you see that person, you still feel hurt, you haven't forgiven that person.
Yes.
So when you have forgiven someone, you see the person, you relate with the person, and you don't feel some sort of hurt somewhere.
That
It's
is when-
easy to just, but say, okay, I've forgiven you and I've forgotten what you did. It may not be possible because sometimes you should be able to remember what happened to you, what the person did to you, and smile about it after a while. But when we're talking about this forgiveness, there are things that happen to people. Like I think you were talking about a story of a woman that saw who killed or
Yes,
what.
yes,
I didn't get the story very well. It wasn't easy for her to get to that point. The only reason, one of the reasons why she was able to feel that warmth that you said she felt was because over time, she had been on advocacy on forgiveness. She had been writing, she had been talking to people. So it was time for her to practice what she had been preaching.
Hallelujah. That is so good.
It became like, it hit her like, okay.
Yes, so this is the
Your
moment.
heart, yes.
This is the aha moment.
Exactly. You've been telling people, you've been talking to people, you've been talking about it. Because that's one thing about when someone is hurt and talking about it. When you talk about it, over time, you begin to release yourself. You begin to feel better because you are able to talk about it. There are some people that cannot talk about their hurt and not weep. So at that point, you are still so emotional, you're still emotionally stressed because of the hurt. It's difficult for you to just wake up and say, I've forgiven. No, you have to go through. Forgiveness is a process. It's a process. You deliberately wake up in the morning and ask God to help you to forgive this person. And if the person is at close proximity, it's a bit easier because over time of seeing this person, you're hurting, you talk about it. And if like I said before, if there's an opportunity for you to have that conversation, I always advocate for communication, discussion, interaction. Let us talk about it. I don't subscribe to sweeping under the carpet. Let peace reign. Let's just
because I keep saying,
no.
like I say, if you keep sweeping under the carpet will become lumpy.
Exactly.
Before you know, the carpet will become a dangerous
The day
place.
you raise that
carpet up. Please, let's keep our carpets clean. Sweep under the carpet. Okay, Gomez, joining the conversation now. Let's go there.
If you hold someone in mind, maybe the person is dead, not knowing, but you that hold somebody in mind, despite of the fact maybe he is the one that offends you, but you still harbor that person in mind, so you are still you keep yourself captive.
It's lack of forgiveness that prolongs this conflict, and forgiveness kind of is a wound to the soul. It kind of make human life deteriorate because people don't grow. People don't think progressively if they harbor grudges and hurts.
A total forgiveness is forgetting about somebody's wrong and taking the person the way, loving the person the way you loved the person before, without any form of regret or hatred in your heart.
I have forgiven so many people without any retaliation or having any bad thing to do to the other person.
Forgive anybody if he cheats you. Maybe he cheats you mistakenly, whether directly, even directly, if you forgive him, Almighty Allah can reward you. It's compulsory to anybody to forgive somebody to get peace in the country. Without peace, the economy can never develop.
According to psychologists, religious and cultural tolerance as well as reduction of jealousy will help in minimizing grudges, anger, and bitterness for better society.
There is no single time
in history where two people or two communities will live together without having what we call chaos. You know, chaos and misunderstanding is part and parcel of human relationship. Because when you interrelate with people, you must have different perception, you must have different, thinking and orientation. When this happens, and a particular community or both of the community or individuals decided to forgive one another, there will be a new brand relationship that will take place. Because who had the empathy and the latitude of mind to forgive that person will respect you more.
The major religions of Islam and Christianity preach forgiveness as the pillar for peaceful coexistence.
All of you are mistake makers, but the best among you is who seek for forgiveness. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the creator can forgive, then it is expected of a believer also. The believer is enjoined by Allah himself and the Prophet to forgive one another. But without the forgiveness, everybody will feel wary of relating with his brother or his sister.
It is a duty. When somebody offends you, you are to forgive. If there is a hope for a country, a society, and community, forgiveness play a vital role. The issues we are facing today are religious crisis, community clashes, misunderstanding even our markets, our places of worship, is because people are not ready to forgive. Once there is forgiveness, the dignity of a society will be restored.
Oh, okay. So I'm reading all your messages. They're coming in again in their numbers. Thank you so much. You're making our conversation richer. We'll go to Uyo. When we come back, I said Uyo. We'll go to Uyo. When we come back, we'll be talking with, we'll be answering some of your questions, and then we will come back. Let's go to Uyo first, and then we'll talk.
Yes? What is it? No, excuse me, please. Can you walk out? Please, let's maintain some decorum. Can you leave my office, right? Please, it's too early. Please, take your leave. Can you take your leave? Please, good day. You think every moment is what you joke about.
Have you ever been hurt by someone's actions or words? Battered, oppressed, or trampled upon?
Personally, I had an experience once, probably it was even like a family thing, when people were saying all sorts of things about someone, saying untrue things. So at the end of the day, when the chips were down and some of them realized, it wasn't true and all that, I felt bad. It had to do with stigmatization and all that, but I had to just let go.
You will live a life of hatred, depression, self-hate. You will not even be able to love yourself.
If you have a problem with me, when you see me coming around you, you will feel somehow. You will not feel comfortable. So, keeping malice in your heart doesn't give you even good health. You can't get it.
When someone offends me and I try to, the whole process of forgiveness, it takes time actually, especially when it's very painful.
When you don't forgive and keep holding grudges, it disrupts your peace, very important. Especially when you have to see the person every day of your life. So you can imagine when you have someone in mind negatively and you have to put up with this person. It could be in the office, it could be at home, it could be your friend. So this will disrupt your peace and even disrupt you mentally.
What's really happening to me? For the mere fact that I've decided not to forgive her, I don't have peace. What exactly can I do? I'm affected everywhere you can imagine. Just everywhere.
Forgiveness is very important in someone's life because it brings spiritual, personal, and mental growth.
When I forgive somebody, I'm always free in my mind, in my conscience, in my spirit, in my physical being, because I will now assume we are a new creature because we've decided to forgo the past and come to the new being. And so when we come to this new being, we are starting life afresh.
When you forgive, at least it will give you the opportunity to start to relate well with the person you've been holding grudges with. It is not a very easy task for you to be the same way you were before. It is not easy. It will not happen immediately. But it has given you the peace of mind. Instead of you always feeling bad when you see the person, to give you peace of mind to be able to work, especially if it is in the office, to have a good working relationship.
It's better you stay very free and be happy. From there you have peace.
Everything just disappears. I just try to forget about it. When I see the person next time, I smile, I hug the person and all of that, just so it helps me and my mental health.
I actually asked you to come around because I feel that um, it shouldn't be like this anymore. Let me say that I've thought over everything and I've decided to forgive you. Yes, so that the work can go on, we can have a better relationship. You know, something that we used to experience before now. If you look at it, you realize that even our job is suffering because I feel that it is not what it should be. Yes, the wrong was done, the harm was done, but I think I should let it go. And for me, the inner peace should be there. Yes, yes. So it's okay.
Thank you very much
It's
for
okay.
finding a place in your heart to forgive me.
Yes.
Thank you, I'm grateful, sir.
Yes, thank you.
We live in a fallen world, so it is expected that we will experience pains and hurt. When you are hurt, try to forgive so that you will have peace and live in harmony with one another.
Welcome. Forgiveness is powerful. That lady removed her wig, and I'm wondering her state of mind to have removed her wig. A break beckons. Our guest still here. Please don't go away. Welcome back to the Weekend Studios. It's all about forgiveness, letting go of the anger, grudge, and bitterness. And our guests are still here. Yes, we have an imam in the house, and we have a therapist. So together, we will be delving deeper into the forgiveness. Okay, so we're having a lot of messages. Thank you so much for your messages. I can't thank you enough. So I'll be reading one for you, Imam. They said, and somebody said he's Mr. Nemfort Wusume from Lagos, and he said that is the Quran one. I am so excited as a Christian to hear you speak about Islam the way you just did. It's beautiful, and I am elated. Is the Quran one? Do you have different Qurans? Is it one?
No, Quran is just one.
Oh, okay.
One across board. No any other edited copy, no alterations. Quran is just one Quran.
Wow.
And it speaks just one language. And it means the same thing. It doesn't mean different thing to different people. It's the same thing it speaks.
And it's peace.
And it's peace. In fact, it says, and I want to quote it so that the person will understand and see the beauty of Islam from another perspective. Allah says, الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ فِي السَّرَّاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. He said there is a one position when we go to the hereafter that Allah has provided for special people. Wow. Among those special people is those who suppress their angst against people. Al-Kazimin al-Gaisa, who suppress the anger against people that offend them. Wal-Afin an-Nas, and those people who forgive and let go of people when they wrong them. Those people have special places that we call Makan al-Ihsan on the day of judgment. That Allah says, oh, you are special people. You are the people that do not cause crisis When you are in the world before, you make peace with people. You forgive Muslim and non-Muslims alike. People of other faiths don't come to our preachings because they have their own congregations as well.
True.
It is we that they read.
The same thing. It's the same thing.
We are their books.
Yes.
So if they read us beautifully and they say, this is a good book, they want to read us more. Some may even say, I want to embrace.
Yes.
Even though Islam doesn't say that we should make somebody to embrace
It's
Islam.
a choice. It's a
out of
personal
force.
choice. Yeah, it's a
It
personal
says, La ikraha fi din. No compulsion in religion. No coercion in religion. فَقَدْ تَبَيَّنَ الرُّشْدُ مِنَ الْغَيِّ. Everything has been glaring. If anybody chooses to do, let him do. If you choose not to do, you can't force him to do it. That is why we say, Lakum dinukum waliya din. Your religion is yours and mine is mine. That is another verse of the Quran. Your religion, Lakum dinukum, your religion. Go to your church. Be in your synagogue. The Sabbath people, go out to your Sabbath, the Sabbatarian. I'm talking. Do it. Waliya din, mine is mine. So, all these crises that we're having in religion, about community classes, this and that, we should allow them to go behind us. That is why you see these people progressing. I'm talking about the people in the developed world. They are progressing because they don't bicker. They don't react angrily. They live in peace. And that peace is what my religion, Al-Islam, preaches. Islam preaches peace and nothing but peace. Even among Muslims, you know that even at times we have crises. Don't even talk about a Christian.
We have.
People will be in the congregation and they don't like one another.
It's everywhere.
And that is why Quran says that you should come to the mosque and he that comes and grudges his brother, his prayer will not go, will not be accepted. So
Without
that is
peace, without peace indeed, there cannot be any form of development, and we must take peace and forgiveness serious, not just as individuals, but as a nation. Now, we'll go to Enugu. We're going to watch this drama on forgiveness. It is very powerful. Let's watch it, and we'll talk about it.
I'm gonna be a cat. Good afternoon, sir. You're home. Welcome, sir.
What is good about the afternoon and what are you doing here? You are watching television.
No, Papa, I finished my...
Shut up your mouth! You're talking when I'm talking, eh? Now get out of this place. Get out! Get out of this place! Out! Out! Foolish boy. I can see you don't want to be useful to yourself.
Growing up wasn't an easy experience for me. While I was growing up, I didn't have a good relationship with my father. At a point, I would sit down and be asking, is he really my father? Because everything I do, he will not see any good in what I'm doing. He will always back at me, shout at me, or even give me local insults. It was a bit of bitterness, anger, filled my emotions. My father didn't allow me to express myself. I always bottled up my anger. It changed my perception about life. I began to say, what is this life for? If one cannot even live a normal life as a child. Even at the school, I couldn't even make enough friends or confident that will even guide me or talk to me or tell me. It affected my school performances. So my schoolwork, my assignments, and my result was so poor.
What a very, very bad result. You can't get anywhere with this. Look the kind of result you are making. Where can this thing help you out? Tell me. Where can this thing take you to? No place. Look at all that children. Look, don't you know if Chi and Emeka, all of them are doing very well. I can see that you're only going to end up in the motor park. Nothing else. Take this rubbish away. Take it away! Disappear from this place. Stupid boy.
My mother was there, but she couldn't do much. As I was growing, the bitterness, I carried it into my adulthood. Through the teens, adolescent, and as old as I am now. I didn't know that the bitterness was affecting me, even physically and spiritually, emotionally. At a point, as if my whole world had shattered. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. I wish to hear for forgiveness or to let go. But I couldn't do that because it was very hard for me to forgive or to let go. How could I forgive when somebody has hurt me and I'm having the feeling, and whenever I remember it, it re-echoes in my memory. It was my priest that called me one day to his office and asked me what was the problem. I told him. He now detailed everything about unforgiveness, forgiveness, and repentance. That was when I knew what forgiveness means, and I started forgiving and letting go whatever thing anybody, even if it is my father, whatever thing he did to me. That was how I started letting go and forgiving him.
The young guy who has been having a lot of issues with the father and buckled up with a lot of bitterness in his heart, he's buckling up so many things. He has this understand that the world or the society is evil, so to say. He's not free. He's carrying a load in his heart. So when he let go, either the offense of his father, he found out that life is beautiful. There are some things, because of his perspective of what is carrying in his heart, that he won't be able to appreciate and venture into other things. But when you let go, you are free. You have other opportunity to venture into other things. You live a happy life. You live a life free of bitterness in your heart, which is a great load altogether.
Papa, hello. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. I have experienced the power of forgiveness now. I'm a happier person. I have a beautiful relationship with my father. I've forgiven him and I have let go all that he did to me.
I thank God for this moment.
I thank God for this peace, my family.
I'm now better and happier, being a father, a husband, and a good person to the society. Have you guys eaten anything? Yes. Okay.
Again, this does not fail to touch my heart. Eunice, react to this.
Okay, so I'm really excited about this because this is one area that is dear to my heart. Parenting, child, raising children, teenagers, and all that. So it's a place it holds a deep place in my heart. When you talk about parenting, I would always say it's tough, you know. But if you have confound yourself as a parent, if you have decided to become a parent, there's a place of healing. Most of us who were brought up in our time, we were brought up from a place of hurt. And we are hurt. So hurt people hurt others. So if you want to parent right, if you don't want to repeat the mistakes of your parents, you have to work on yourself. When you look at this story we just saw, you realize that father, if you go interview him and talk to him, he will tell you that that's how I was raised. And that's what they did to me. I did not die, I'm alive. And you hear people talk today in our world and tell you, my parents raised me that way and I turned out well. Did you? I always ask.
That's the question. Did you?
Yeah, did you? That's a rhetorical question. Did you turn out well? You know, when we talk, okay, when you're raising children, have a place of conversation. The children you're raising today is not the same. It's not us that were raised those days. Children will ask you questions. Children will question every instruction you give, every single one of them. They will want to know. It's not them. They're not disrespecting you.
Yeah, they
just want to know why. They just need to know why you're asking me to do this. And then some parents who already are hurt, who haven't healed from childhood hurt, because we carry a lot of baggage, we carry a lot of childhood hurts as we are raising children. So we parent from a place of fear. And then I don't want this child to turn out badly. I don't want people to say, I'm not raising my child well. I don't want it. Before you know it, you've landed on that child. And I have an experience. I have children. And I discovered that I was losing my first son. Yes. He was becoming, so afraid, so jittery. He started affecting his performance and everything. I told myself, I gave myself brain and took myself for a meeting. I have to do something. I spoke with my husband and we started this journey of intentional parenting. And over time, we started sitting down with him and others to discuss, okay, what have we done in the past? What did we do that you did not like? What do you want us to do better? And there were so many things that they said, but one is profound to me that each time I remember it, it still hurts me. And I still plead for forgiveness from him.
Please, let's hear your reaction before we take the next.
Yes.
Quickly. Regard to that drama.
Well, I love the drama, and you see, I couldn't agree less with what Madam Eunice has said. You see, parenting is very tough, and she said something that those people that were hurt always hurt others. So people of our days, in the 70s, you see, the way we were raised up, that they were not allowed to have our free time, all this. We have to always continue to be doing one particular thing, from school to Arabic school, from this to that. So we want to raise our children that way, but our time is different now. I mean, their time is different now. So we need to just balance it, to apply what we call middle courseness, to stand in the middle. Don't be too hard and don't be too soft on them. I've experienced with my children what you just said, and it touches me. That will be tough on them. I'll say, you have to go to Arabic school. You have to go to this. You have to be doing like me. So fear, when you instill fear inside them, they begin to lie.
So, your last word. Let me start from you. They say one sentence. My producer is shouting, one sentence. I'm almost dancing with it. One sentence.
Okay, my one sentence. Please and please learn to forgive.
Thank you.
Learn to forgive.
My one sentence is Islam is about forgiveness. Let us apply the teachings and the tenets of Islam in our society so that we develop.
In Islam, Christianity, or traditional religion, whatever you practice, forgiveness is at the center. Peace and love is at the center. Let's continue. Please, in this new year, let's imbibe the spirit of forgiveness so that our country and our lives will move forward. Goodbye, and God bless us all.